All right. Uh, live stream 135. Yet another Team Cup live stream. Let's have a look at our rig. Can you guess what it is? It looks old, right? It's AGP. It's red PCB, which actually it's not an MSI board. It's a DFI board. Red PCB DFI. That'll give you some sort of clue as to what this is. I've zip tied the cooler onto it, which was higher than I thought it was going to be. So that would mean it's, let me see, a socket older than, is it 939? Or I think 939 mounting is pretty difficult too, but it's a socket older than AM2 on the AMD side and older than 775 on the Intel side. Hey, Paul. So it is, yes, 478. So this year there is, in Team Cup, there is a stage which is CPU Z valid, which is actually really, really rare as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of DDR valid and max ref clock in competitions, it seems like, more than you'd really want. But now there's actually CPU frequency valid. So it's got to be a Celeron based on the Northwood core. So I've got a 2.8. But let's have, because I actually don't know a lot of these things basically. Let's have a look at the entire lineup for the socket. Let's try to familiarize ourselves a little bit somehow. So you've got your, okay, so Willamette was, I think, the 180 nanometer architecture. Okay, preferably one with subs. Okay, let's say it wasn't, Willamette wasn't benched much at all. Let's try to find something Willamette based. Yeah, not easy. That one has subs. Let's check for that. Okay, let's go into the frequency one. Hopefully there's a screenshot. Yes, so 180 nanometer, really, really low clocking, as you can see here. So, okay, there was a 1.6 Northwood, but even if you just look inside of this Celeron non-D range, your Willamettes are 1.7 to 2 gigahertz, if I'm looking at that right. Whereas Northwood goes 1.6 to 2.8. So the Willamettes didn't clock very well. So it's fortunate that we're doing Northwood now and not Willamette. But this socket also isn't NetBurst based. Hopefully I'm not totally talking out of my arse here, but yeah, Prescott. So I think these, so if you look at the top scores for, where is it? Every chip on the socket, the Prescott stuff can be adapted onto 775. So this these WYDWIX scores would be 775 with a 478 chip in it. So all this stuff over 6 gigahertz is a different architecture. Prescott is so what we're clocking here is, so it went 180 nanometers for Willamette, then 130 nanometer for Northwood, and then I'm guessing Prescott was 90 already. Does that make sense? Yeah, 90. Okay, I'm getting a lot of guesses right here, I think. Don't think for 1 second that I know what I'm talking about here. Okay, so quite varied socket basically. I mean, nothing will ever rival the versatility of 775 in terms of, it went all the way from, was there even SDR boards? Certainly DDR, DDR2 and DDR3. Whereas here we're talking DDR. I have just no name sticks in there at the moment. SSE3, interesting. So when we look at this, so we see roughly here, Interesting that 5.5 for Northwood is pretty damn good. So we're talking sort of 6.6 for the 90 nanometer process, and then 5.5 for an absolute alien on Northwood. But mostly, so the Celeron Ds I would imagine would be also based on Prescott. Yes, but they're probably, I don't know, just bad bins or B clock limited or something, because they're quite low. They're sort of more in the Northwood area here. More Northwood. Some probably B clock limited Prescotts here. And then what was this Extreme Edition based off of? I'd imagine, was it a Willamette even? No. Whatever Gallatin is, okay, 130 nanometer. But what I wanted to get down to is here, Celeron 2.8. So the stage looks a little bit scary because where's the stage? Here we go. Because it specifies exactly Northwood 128, but I think that basically just means not Willamette, which Willamette doesn't clock as well. So even if it just specified 478 Celeron, you would just be running Northwood 128 all the time anyway. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but looking at this lineup, the D. Oh, I see. Okay, well, it's excluding Prescott, obviously. Okay, I'm slow. I'm slow today. But it's the meat of the lineup. So inside of that, we need 3 subs. Yep, top 3 average. And obviously background and all that. The background hasn't been released, but I'm just doing pre-testing. I mean, it's more to just maybe try and get used to the board a little bit and stuff. Because I don't really have anything to bin through. I mean, I don't have a second Celeron. And I mean, in any case, the Celeron 2.8 sub would be pretty much required. I mean, I don't know. You would have to get very lucky on, not that I would know, but speculating here, you'd have to get very lucky. You know, you're running the 2.6 and the 2.7. If you don't do a 2.8, you'd have to get a pretty good 2.5 or 2.4 even, which I just don't find all that likely. So let's, okay, that was Willamette. So the chip is this one. It actually has decent points. I was surprised. It's funny how even the unpopular Intel is popular in comparison to the popular AMD in a lot of ways. But 15 points with 32M, 41 minutes. That's pretty nice. So let's have a look at tags 1M, just for a little bit of orientation. 4.5 on Cascade. I wonder how good this platform is at DDR1 actually. Like 400 C2, that's all right. Can't really complain there. Single stage, okay, 41, under 200. That's 3.8 gigahertz through single stage. I wonder, I mean, is 32M really so heavy on this platform? That is sort of surprising, that the difference between 1M and 32M. Well, it's probably just less people have run it, but then wouldn't you think that someone would have an ambient that's better? 3.8 is the best ambient. Okay, sort of close. So I both had to zip tie the cooler down, and I had to route the CPU. I had to get the extensions and route the CPU fan header, because the the size of the IHS is so tiny compared to my 140 millimeter tower air cooler. And yeah, I stuck an old credit card in between the VRM and the cooler, because I didn't want it to get shorted, because it was sort of like rubbing up against it and stuff. I need to find an SSD. I don't have an OS prepared. Sorry about that. I thought I'd just go live instead of just go constantly getting later and later in the day. What can I image over? Maybe this old 40 gig Intel. Oh, XP64. No, I'm not imaging over that. I need more SSDs, basically, is the conclusion. CPU valid is quick, I suppose. I mean, it all depends, right? Like, what would you rather have? Long runs, but you don't need many reruns, or short runs, and you need to repeat it 100 times over? I sometimes feel like a long run is kind of preferable in some ways. Ooh, this is the OS I use in the US. Anyway, let's image over it. Do we actually have an image that by the way, let's go. Can it boot reliably off SATA? That's probably What do we have? Okay, audio off, LAN off, RAID off. RAID, does it have PATA or SATA RAID? Is the first question. Right. Infinity. I thought I had an image. 478. Okay. Let's try an AM2 image. I think that's reasonable. Okay, well, let's just disable Firewire at least. I don't even have a mouse plugged in. Hopefully the USB will recognize. I couldn't find my second USB to PS2 for some reason. But okay. Super IO, what does that mean? Input clock of 12 megahertz. What the hell does that mean? We don't want floppies. We don't want parallel ports. Ooh, game port. Let's attach a joystick. Okay, here's our stereo ATA. Combine mode, enhance mode. Wow, never seen these options in my life. Yeah, let's disable IDE. Might speed up the post process a little bit. We can boot from a zip. Nice. Safe is probably just to disable all this. Can't forget to on this board it's not possible to forget to switch from AHCI to IDE because it doesn't have HCI. You prefer short runs, but eventually the runs get so short, like CPUs at valid, you crash like within 15 seconds at most from booting up your OS, and eventually it becomes like the repetition itself becomes kind of bothersome in my opinion. Ooh, I have BIOS profiles. Nice. Let's name it TC 2023. This is pretty this is pretty swanky. What is this? Keep moving. Are you impressed with my new postcode display? All right. Ooh, that restore was really fast. Let's also throw the latest CPU Z onto that OS. I shouldn't have picked AM2 because it's gonna. Is it? I know that moving XP from Intel to AMD has issues. You have to like go into safe mode and edit some stuff. But I haven't actually tried much to go AMD to Intel. If I get weird hangs or blue screens, I'll know. Wow, the flex in that board is insane. Okay, let's try a boot. Look at that postcode, isn't it great? I mean, I think the absolute best is sort of long-ish runs, but ones where you're able to see whether or not your run's going fast, like 5% in, and then you can just cancel. I think that's actually what you want, is like a compromise between the two. Yeah, Paul, I decided to whip my macro lens out and just make it as good as I can make it. Okay, why is it actually telling me floppy disk failure if I specifically disable floppy disk? Okay, so yeah, it's not picking up the drive. Just check my connection. I'll try the other cluster of SATA. Oh no, not Mr. Alien. Because yeah, at a certain point, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm as big a fan of SuperPi 1M as anyone else, but yeah, at a certain point, runs get so slow or so fast that they become sort of a little bit meaningless. Okay, so boot devices have changed. That's probably a good thing. Ooh, what's happening? Why is display dropping so much? Oh, it's confirmed. Moving an OS from AMD to Intel is apparently possible. 32M. I mean, 30 W prime 32M is like that. Okay, so we don't have mouse, but we might need a reboot for that. So we are not running 32M, so we're allowed to enable some services. W prime 32. Okay, so it is a slot machine, but it's the kind of slot machine I like. 230 milliseconds now. GPU Pi 1B on like a 4090, or let's go wild. GPU Pi 1B on like 8 4090s. Now that's a slot machine. Why I don't understand why it feels the need to report a failed floppy drive. Like I actually disabled that device in BIOS. Okay, let's just have one more look to see. Okay, so we found our SSD. Oh, it's like, I get it. You have to, there's no like auto detect. You have to tell it what capacity 3.5-inch or 5.25-inch drive you expect to connect on what port. This is insane. I'm already fucking loving this. This is great. Can we just make all of Team Cup socket 478 valids? Dogpile stage, as many 478 valids as your team can produce. Only on Infinity boards. This is great. Now I have noted down the clock gen that I need. for this board. Hopefully I can detect that and get FSB control. Okay, so ICS 9520001AF. There we go. Let's do it. Still not totally confident in this whole USB situation, but we'll see. Yes, okay, we have a mouse. It's always good. All right. So what's exciting here? Obviously single core, single thread, no level 3 cache, stock and locked multi 28. I'll have a look if I can lower. Not that I would necessarily want to lower multi on a valid stage, but I'd imagine I can lower because there's believe it or not, there's chips out there that are like fully locked where you can't even lower the multi, which is just insane. And then there's that famous, I don't know, you guys in chat, how old you are, if you even remember 475. This is a 2005 batch, so you're talking, if this chip was conscious, it would be old enough to drink in this country because it'd be 18. So that's how old this platform is. But there was that concept of quad pumped FSB, where 100 was like the clock that you set, but then it gets multiplied by 4. So that's what the rated FSB signifies. And then obviously it's a Celery 2.8, so 2.8 is what it runs at. Ooh, not very many instruction sets. MMX, SSC, SSE 2. Nice. Northwood. Funny that DFI doesn't get recognized correctly here on the board. And it's, now let me think. It doesn't matter for this stage, but I thought 478 was dual channel. So I don't know why. I think it's not detecting one of the sticks, which is not a massive problem today, but oh yeah, wrong. You're wrong, CPZ. Yeah, but I did copy over the right one. Thanks for pointing that one out. And I'll just, I guess, immediately enable XOC because I want. Did that save? Yes, it did. Okay. I don't know why I'm looking at my stream to look at my PC when I have a clone display right there that I'm just not looking at. That's a bit dumb. No, don't ask me. Okay, so now we have new CPU-Z. What changed? Nothing. Still detecting single. Okay, let's just give it this one reboot. Now, in terms of vCore, I think I saw earlier in on CPU World, that fantastic website, that the stock vids on this platform in general range from 1.45 to 1.525, but I think I saw in bias here that this chip has a vid of 1.525 for whatever that's worth. Probably not worth anything, but just to mention that. Will I need to do anything memory wise for valid today? Probably not. But what I was saying about the vid is the top air score I saw on the bot was 1.75 vCore, and that sounds about right for 130 nanometers. So that's the most I'll attempt to set today. Ambient temps are nice and low. I should maybe direct some airflow onto that dodgy looking VRM, but for valid 1.75 I think should be fine. Okay, so like I said, 1.525. I'll leave everything else the same. I'll see what I can do stock voltage first. So the way you would go about it is just raise the BCLK, because as sort of alluded to earlier, can't change the ratio at all. Okay, Let's start with 110 overclock. Can I lower memory straps somehow? So that's timings. Ah, there we go. Does anyone remember what it auto to just now? Boost performance, chipset enhancement. We'll have to keep an eye on the DDR strap. I mean, I don't think we'll run out of it, but the fact that it only lets me set 266. So what if I go back down to 100? Is there no strap? I'm gonna ask in Discord as well. Hopefully Tag replies. Okay, let's just do this. Start vid, and it raised. That's really interesting. It raised VDIM as I selected 266. That was weird. Not sure how I feel about that. Okay, let's. This is bugging me, so I'm just gonna. Where are we here? Probably just gave you a headache. There we go. That's more like it. Postcode is the same size everywhere. Okay. And the next job is we need to save the right clock gen in set FSB. Can we? So it was. What was it? It was like 95 something. Ah, where am I? Okay, I see as 95.2. 95.2. I see as 952, not LP, 952.00001 AF. There we go. Nice. So it's multiplying out the right frequency down here. 110. Cool. Let's try to apply. It's very small steps though, which is fine, I guess. Okay, so that's applying, but I'm going to restart the. I'm going to restart the system anyway because I want to have it detect the correct clock gen just straight away next time. 150 DRAM. I mean, I have headroom there. How's everyone else's? Check mem straps. Yeah. You're born 2000. Okay. You certainly weren't overclocking in 2005 then. I was. Not to date myself, but I was. Yeah, where could maybe it's a sub menu off of Genie. Okay, but there's so little here. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem, but okay, let's just go straight for a 20% overclock. See what happens. It's not hanging. It's funny how the same postcodes have meant the same things for so long. FF That means entering OS in on a lot of platforms. All right. Did it auto save? Yes. What is, you know, just Infinity 965 PE? However, anyone in chat actually used 478? 865p 865. Obviously dominated by Abit and Zeus. So 300 is possible, but then the other straps must appear as you increase ref frequency. All right, let's just shortcut this process. English is a very hard language, apparently. Let's check it like this. So Zeus, a bit, Zeus, a bit, Zeus. Oh no, we want first places only, right? Yeah. So what's the difference between OSE and, okay, I got it. A Zeus, a bit, a Zeus, a bit, a Zeus, a bit. MSI. Yokot. Never knew he did 478. Ooh, cold and everything. That's pretty sweet. I love looking at rig pics on old systems like this. Wow. Hardwired a postcode display. Oh no, a volt mod. How do I okay, anyway. NSI Azus. It's not in the top 20 boards. DFI Azus a bit, I guess. Gigabyte. I guess that's an Azus as well. Epochs? Yes. Anyone remember Epochs? What a legendary manufacturer that doesn't exist anymore. Gigabyte, MSI, a bit, DFI, AI7. Now that I don't know. How would I been? Oh, of course, another bit. MSI, gigabyte. It's all the way down there somewhere. Wow, it's not in the top 100. Maybe no one has actually subbed it. That's probably more the problem. That's what I'm going to speculate. Let's just look at the entire list. And then scroll down to DFI. So I have the 865 Infinity. Yes. And cheap gold. All right, 200 or so should be fine. So we're more restricted by just the CPU. Okay, so we booted 120. Let's see how high we can go. Ooh. So that was 126. That's not a lot. The only problem with benching this is I want to get another beer, but There'll never be a time where it'll be mid bench because there is no such thing as mid bench. So that's a bit of a problem. Maybe mid boot is good enough. Let's try 130. It's already 1 gigahertz overclock. Oh, AF doesn't look great. Okay, I'll let it boot cycle and I'll get a beer. All right. Let me note down. AF means fucked. Unable to post. It's cold around here. Now I should have actually put in a jumper. No, that's a bit too. Yeah. We need a way to clear CMOS. How am we going to do that? Here's another button. Let's actually see where it would go. This I see the clear CMOS jumper. That's not too bad. I can live with that. Hopefully I won't need to do it too often. Cheers. She's booting. Okay. So now let's reload or BIOS reload it. Woo! Modern technology. That. Yeah, okay, that's better. I was looking a bit orange there. Don't want to be accused of being like a Trump supporter or something. Okay, 1.6. 1.6. 125. That would be 3.5 gigahertz. Temperature's fine, but we need to keep an eye on this. I'll probably CMOS reload it in. Okay. No AF, please. Oh, it briefly flashed up AF. Ah, hey, tech tested. This is 4, 7, 8. The last mainstream Intel platform that had PGA, so it's obviously amazing because that's what AMD does. Okay, so now we are at, we started off 1.525 V-Core. We couldn't pass like basically 125. 130 certainly didn't work for posting. 125 would have been dodgy too. I couldn't set it in OS, so I assume that was a KO as well. So now it's 1.6. Did we have correct voltage readings actually? Oh no, this is the OS that has Explorer crashes. I forgot. It's the Parika. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in here. I am going to go just temporarily disable XOC and check if we have accurate voltage readings. Yes. Okay. I'm going to leave it like this for now, and if I specifically get issues with validating on a single core single thread, which may not happen, I'll turn on XOC again. But for now it's nice to see the actual voltage. So higher post but not really higher set. That's a shame. Well, we can just still try higher post. I mean, even higher post. Come on, bias. Let's just try this. What's the worst that could happen? So here's the standings. I'm shaping up to sort of maybe potentially enter the top 20 actually. So 37 results in total. So a few people kind of like being a bit weird, just subbing stock. I don't understand that, but okay. It's weird. So I'm trying to understand, right? In what world do you get 10 hardware points for subbing stock? What is the algorithm doing there? Tell me. What is it doing? What's like it doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe I do need to get my screwdriver out. Or something to sort of similar to that. Okay. For now, let's do jumpers. Let's be civilized. I could. What I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna. So that's the power button. I'm gonna just put the reset button. I don't really need it. Okay. Would help to have the PSU enabled. Okay. So that's cleared. Yeah, no, I'll show you the BIOS in a minute, Matt. It's. I mean, this is. There was a LAN party on this socket, but I mean, obviously, this far back there weren't very elaborate BIOSes to begin with. But the Infinity was DFI's attempt at like an overclocking board that's stripped down, so it's even less elaborate than an equivalent LAN party would be. But basically, okay, so just you've got 4 bias profiles, which is pretty neat actually. So I'm just loading my oh no, is it going to crash and corrupt the bias? So you have here, you have to disable the drive, or else it just keeps giving floppy errors, which is kind of funny. This is nothing. Here, funnily enough, under advanced chipset features is kind of like the memory overclocking, but there's not much here. You can kind of just enable a performance mode, and then you have like literally 4 timings you can change. And then you can go auto or 266. I haven't found a memory strap, which is kind of, yeah, that's kind of strange. There isn't. Is this one of these? I remember there's some DFI biases where you hit like F9 or something, and all the magic happens. Like it actually unlocks um, some other options, but yeah, we have to stick with just this for memory as it stands. Actually, kind of the most elaborate part of the whole BIOS is like all of these options of what devices you can disable. Like there's a game port and stuff. Ooh, PCI display. Maybe that would give me more B clock. What's under here actually? Not much. And there's actually no fan speed. What's CMOS reloaded? Oh, okay, that's just the BIOS profiles. There's no like fan speed control. Like it's just gonna be full speed and that's it. Okay, but Genie is typically on a DFI board where you have all the overclocking settings. But on the AIM2 Plus board that I have, for example, there's all these submenus. Like there's like, oh, you know, go in here for all of the CPU Northbridge settings, and there's like 5 different CPU Northbridge settings. Here's literally just B clock. It at least informs you what the ratio is and multiplies it out for you, so you don't have to get your pocket calculator out. But there's no multi control here. It does have. So this is why I mean I'm obviously taking this chip cold because there's good cold scaling. 1.975 V core. I wonder how the VRM will go about handling that. 865 PE Infinity. Let's see if I can, because you can't really see it on the bench cam. So this is Hexus. Give me big version, please. Oh, yeah, this will do. Kind of. So yeah, VRM is like 3 phases or something. I've obviously taken this bracket off and then zip tied through the holes. Yeah, not a lot going on. The air cooler is so big that it's covered up these 2 fan headers here, so I've had to route the fans all the way down here. But it doesn't make any difference because there's no like speed control anyway. Every single fan header on this board is the exact same as each other. They're just labeled. They're all full speed headers anyway. It's kind of funny. Nowadays you have like 15 headers that are all individually controllable. So I'm gonna try 1.65, 130. But I'm not all that. Yeah, AF is the death code. I'm not all that confident. Off to the salt mines. Okay. So now let's try our new little thingamajig. So turn it off, then clear CMOS, and then go. Yeah, that's looking better. It's weird how we've got that hard limit there. That's not promising at all. I guess it could be a BCLK hole. The fact that I've gone up on vCore several times now, it's starting to make me think that there's something else holding it back. So I mean, could be SATA. I can overclock my AGP. I'd like to underclock my AGP actually. That'd be nice. So when I go 130, It still gives me this 266 stuff. Yeah, but I mean, I'm already auto timing. I can't. There's not much I can do. I mean, I can raise DRAM. Not by very much. Okay, let's go 125, 2.8 on the dims. Maybe that's all I needed was just a bump. Maybe those sticks actually just aren't happy at all at stock. 1.2, 128. Baby steps. It's wanting to do something. It O2 doesn't. I mean, it sounds further than AF, but it's still not a post. Okay, let me. Since it's not detecting the other channel anyway, let me pull a stick and see what happens. Actually, am I in the wrong? I could be in the wrong slots actually. Is there a picture of the board with sticks in it? Everything is just an empty picture. Someone give me a clue as to, I assume outside slots. I mean, I could. Yeah, I'll start off by, because I'm in the blue slots at the moment, and that's a bit ominous. I think I might be just in the wrong slots. By the way, these sticks are super generic. Samsung DDR1. Who knew that even existed? See how there's so few chips populated and it's weird spacing and stuff. Oh, this side is even worse. So here the middle chip is totally missing. I didn't. I hoped that RAM wouldn't be a factor, but it obviously is already. Only 30% into the overclock. I can certainly get a good stick of DDR1 out. I just sort of wonder if this is, you know. Okay, I think it's straight up doesn't like this RAM configuration at all. Okay, so dual rank. Okay, let me get some RAM out. This is all applied just to show off some DDR1. Actually, my collection of DDR1 is pretty minimal by most standards. I don't even know if this is all, but got some twin moss. That was considered kind of good back in the day. One single sided, one dual sided for some reason. Okay, I thought I had a kit, but anyway. Generic 400. Corsair Value Select. Remember these back in the day? Everyone got them. Then I've got a couple of sticks of Vitessas. 8 data. So that's I like that kit actually. That might be what I throw in. And then I've got the RGB before the age of RGB Corsairs with the blinking LEDs on the top. These are legit. These are really good. 5 12 megabyte sticks as well. Here's an XMS, randomly a single one. And then I've got G-Skill and Guile with those shiny heat sinks. Yeah, let's see if we can get the Vitesses in. But what slots do I populate? Do I just have to run through all the options, like all of the combinations? Okay. I was in the blue slots. I think that was really fucking shit. So I'm gonna try the black slots, just because it's different. Oh, for God's sake! I need a taller tripod that doesn't need to be fully extended in order for it to be high enough for this perspective. It's just like USB, you always put it in the wrong way first. It's not looking so great. No, just a slow little post. Dual channel mode enabled. Okay. So now what we do is, I mean, usually single channel is better for valids, but I think maybe on this board just anything anything out of the ordinary is sort of a bad thing. So I'm gonna go dual channel. I'm gonna go load the profile. I'm gonna go these sticks want 2.7, I know that, or above. So that loaded fine. 2.6 to 2.9 is the VDIM range. Okay, so 2.7. 125 might be a good place to start. I just hate the fact that it doesn't like give me like strap options. Okay, this little mini, yes, boot devices have changed. Hey there. Welcome to the stream. You're watching Socket PGA 478 overclocking, or an attempt at it. So far not a very successful attempt, but you know, you can still turn around. Okay, OS is borked. Fair enough. Skipping auto check. What does that mean? Lightning fast boot, I have to say, for a single core. I mean, I spoke too soon, but earlier on. Team Cup hasn't started, but this is prep for Team Cup. Team Cup starts middle of July, I think. Okay, why is there no display house? Now, of course, I need a restart button, and I don't have one because I relocated to clear CMOS. Basically, you never have what you need. Is summary of all that. Okay, hopefully my OS isn't borked. That would be annoying. Already spent a little bit of time setting it up. Okay. No, I don't want save mode. Just boot the damn OS. Okay, maybe because the OS is feeling a bit like worse for wear at the moment. I should boot it at 120, then restart it, and then boot it at 125. Maybe that's the gentlemanly thing to do. Stages are what is happening? No, why? These let's go. Come on, copy paste. These are the stages. I'll drop a link in the chat. Yeah, maybe rip OS. I'll boot it in at stock as well. Could actually be the sticks. I'll go 2.8 volts and stock CPU. If that doesn't work, then I actually do need to put different sticks in. Okay. Progress has been made. Yeah, the old generations of DDR are a bit funny with regards to it. Like sticks often are like half dead. I don't find like DDR3 and DDR4, and DDR5, I don't find sticks end up being half dead. They just end up being dead, which I appreciate. Okay. So now let's try 120. I thought subtimings were via SPD, but who knows with DFI. Yeah, I thought that maybe, you know, the subtimings kind of are loose-ish because I don't have performance enhance and all that bullshit. What is going on? Okay, now it's FF. So it actually kind of seems like these sticks are clocking worse, which is interesting. Or we could just be clocking worse because it's dual channel now. That's certainly a possibility. I'm whipping my Corsairs out. So one of them has a sticker on it saying needs 2.7 volts or above. I'm fine with that. Okay. Corsair time. Actually, let me try one more thing. I'm not 1,000,000,000% certain that I saved higher V core in that profile. Come on, enter the bias. Okay, well, that's probably no. That's because it's cleared. Okay, load. Wait for the load. Don't hit any buttons. This is probably the time I should have gotten my beer. 1.6, 2.8, 1.65, 120. Save. Check the memory menu in case something has. Well, we can just losing the fuck out. I mean, cast 3 is never really. I don't know. It's never. Oh, it's. It doesn't help you as much as you would think it would help you. Let's put it that way. Right. Nice clean post now and boot is what I'm predicting. $7F. That is actually worse, I think. Oh, because it's stuck on this. Do it. Just boot the bloody OS. What's so hard about it? Oh, it heard me. Let's do it. 120. Valid. Yes. Do I even have a valid yet? What have I actually validated? Nothing. An hour and 10 minutes into the stream. Here we go. Here comes the first valid. And it's gonna be a big one. 3.4 gigahertz. Hell to the yes. On dual channel as well. 160 DRAM. Okay. Now it is a single core, so we'll give it a bit of time to actually generate the file. There we go. Lovely. Are we gonna get 3.5 out? There we go. 3.5. 3.5 gigahertz. We're screaming fast now. Okay. I mean, we got places. We certainly got places. So I'm just gonna save that again just to be triply sure. And then I'm gonna attempt 125 boot. Didn't want to give us a bar. Fair enough. What resolution is this? Oh, fair enough. So that was what we got, what we validated last time. So let's validate a little bit higher. So that's 50 extra. That's not bad. Actually, let's just briefly look at the rankings. So 3550 is, I mean, it's not great, but it's getting up there. So now, nah, better to relaunch because I don't know where I set off. Get steps of 2. Okay. I said I'd go to 1.75, so I shall. Let's check our temps at 1.65, 36 degrees, that's fine. Let's see what kind of scaling I get out of 1.77. See if you can post that. Looking good so far. Is it a hang? I think it might. Ooh. I'm not sure about all this weird display blanking that's going on, but as long as we get results, I'm fine with whatever. Okay, so 3.6 is the goal. Is there some sort of droop going on? Because 1.7 set and it's fluctuating between 1.616 and 1.63 or so. I'm suspicious. Okay, zero scaling from that. Yeah, that 50 millivolts did nothing. I'll raise DDR just because I have that extra millivolts there, and I'm always tempted by that. No, I mean, it's not showing vid. I mean, vid is 1.525. As soon as I said 1.6, it was showing 1.6. So it's, yeah, it's legit. I mean, as legit as software voltage readings can be, basically, which may or may not be very legit at all. Super IO. Come on, Wes. Let's do it. Gonna definitely run off of 1M afterwards, just out of just to see, you know, how far off would I be off of something not embarrassing. Ah, somehow that's worse now. I'll go back to 2.8 VDIM, and then I'll engage XOC mode, and then I'll see like literally baby steps, the highest I can valid with the current vCore. Then I'll add the extra 50 millivolts anyway, just in case, and then I'll do a 1M, I think. I mean, it might be totally crippling my overclocking efforts in some way or another, but purely from a usability perspective, I am actually liking this board. Yeah, let's go like that. What do these things mean? So this is just like a way to tighten your RAM without tightening your RAM, basically, which I don't want to do. Yeah, profiles are neat. I mean, 337 on what's like what are people running through 32M like? What was I looking at earlier? Okay, so here's a 1M 200 but tightened on 256 megabyte sticks as well. Okay, well, you know, can't have everything in life. Yeah, we're baby stepping it. This is it. We're baby stepping it. Chicken clocking, as Mr. Stepanzi would say. Ooh, 3.6. What did I change? Nothing? What have I? Oh, okay. That was just okay. That was hang on valid. So now I engage XOC mode and try 3.6 again without the extra load of non-XOC mode. Yeah, I just wish, you know, talking about binning, I wish there was availability of chips, basically. Actually, is there's 478 mounting on the Volcano, isn't there? If only I knew where my bottom plate was. Let's look it up. Elmore Labs shop. Yeah, okay. Damn it, I thought that was 478. How am I going to mount a pot? I had the same sort of thing with the air cooler, because you know Noctua is sort of famous for if you call them or whatever, email them, whatever, they'll give you the mounting hardware for a different socket. But even Noctua doesn't do 478 mounting anymore. Like I can request a combined 1366 775 attachment for this cooler, but that's as old as I go. And then obviously if there's a new socket, they'd give me that. But yeah, okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here. Yeah, bullshit. We're gonna enable XOC mode, relaunch CPU-Z. The absence of anything SPD will tell you that you're in XOC mode, and now the magic happens. Is you know what an optimist would say. Okay, no, that did fuck all. Yeah, gravity mount the T-Rex. I mean, there's always ways, but it's just I don't know about everyone else, but I find almost sort of the hardest part of running something cold, the setup time. I find it hard to drag myself out and be like, right, okay, now I'm gonna screw it on the pot and I'm gonna apply the paste and I'm gonna add the little fan on top and I'm gonna wrap it in a towel and then I'm gonna pour some LN2 into smaller flasks and then and sometimes I'm sort of at the point where I'm about to press the power button and I'm already like not interested anymore, which is not a great place to be, but you know. I mean, this could go disastrously wrong, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attempt to tighten the RAM. But yeah, let's see how that goes. Whoop. There we go. Let's attempt that. CL2, I guess. Let's just copy tag 22225. So that's the 5, I'm guessing. Oh no, yeah, 5 2 2. Okay, so that should be 166 megahertz. Now, if I go in and I select DDR266, is it 266 at 100 BCLK, or does it attempt to obtain 266 by whatever means, no matter what the BCLK is? Sorry, just chatting with Tag about the B-clock issue. Okay, so 170 or whatever, that's fine. So 266 should actually just be the same strap. I guess at high enough B clock, 266 would end up being a lower strap than auto. That's how I imagine that going, but I'm just guessing. You know, sometimes on these old platforms, tightening RAM gets you like higher clocks. I could, once I've run my 1M, give it another go for just max valid. I mean, it's not great. I was sort of expecting better, but it's good to know the limitations of my board, you know, before going cold or whatever. Okay, so is it still 170 RAM? Okay, nothing changed. So let us. This is gonna be interesting. Single core 1M. I don't know if real time is even the best in that at that stage. Whoa, that's a slow 16K. What are we even aiming for? What's a non-embarrassing run? Let's actually have a look. So non-embarrassing run would be a minute for 1M. Whoa, okay. Yeah, a minute and 5 seconds. Let's keep this up for reference. So this guy is like at the same strap and stuff. Okay, I'm keeping that up as a reference. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Oh, first loop is slower. Second loop, we're up. We're up on this guy at 3.4 with 3.55. Fuck, I love SuperPi. Oh, it's because it's real time. It's actually, yeah, the loops are actually sort of bunching up and stuff. So 16.4 loop 5 versus a 16.9. So we have this guy handily beaten. So let's see who's above him. 2 seconds faster is a guy on single stage at 3.9 gigahertz. So that's quite a jump. I don't think. Oh, we're not a million miles away. So he's 25.6 and we're 25.9 loop 8. Also at 22225, but just obviously higher FSB, 138 FSB. Is that a crash? No, it's just really slow loops. Loop 19 is a 50. Okay, 1 minute 3 seconds flat, and this guy who's 270, even more, 320 megahertz faster, is only 0.828 seconds faster. And that's a 14 higher point score. Not that I care, but that's kind of interesting. Caps lock. This has been fun. I mean, the tweaking possibilities, such as they are absolutely like borderline non-existent. Only socket 370 has been worse in my opinion. Ooh, how am I even gonna do this? Is this hoverbot legal? Let's just squeeze it in like that. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. PNG is the way to go. 1 minute 3 flash. Okay. Is this the sort of platform where the trick is, oh, set FSB has disappeared? That's not great. Where did it go? Some platforms is like advantageous to turn like close CPZ as you're applying clocks because it lets you clock higher. It's just chicken clock. I don't even want to valid. I just want to see 3.6. There you go, 3.6. Yeah, with predictable results. What do we have left? So we've got dual channel. We can set a higher strap, which is actually what we'd want. We'd want to do like 400 on these sticks, but I said I'd go to 1.75. Let's go 1.75. Oh, temps are fine. What's whole? Is it? It must be the GPU or something like that. It must be some weird setup issue. I should go. I mean, not tonight, but I should try PCI GPU. And I mean, usually spread spectrum is bad for B clock, but I'm tempted to try to enable it just to see what happens. It's a post. Yeah, it's a boot. It's funny how it's, yeah, I mean, it is XP and it is single core, but it's still funny how it boots so close to the absolute kamikaze frequency that just hangs the system. Ooh, no XOC mode enabled. It appears. Oh, yeah, let's just enable and write protect, the old trick. I mean, that RAM doesn't look half bad considering I don't have any straps. What else can we? Let's try hard. Let's just try hard for just a sec. Selective and we want maximum. Probably just 100 would be okay for hopefully I'm not borking the OS, but 100 will be fine for 1M. Next thing I'll be whipping out a Waza the way things are going. So I'm starting to think about next week. I may not do Tuesday. Just all depends on. I'm very much hoping. So LN2 delivery in my area is every second week. I've lent my Duras out to a friend, but I'm picking them up on the weekend. So ideally, the week that LNT deliveries happen is next week rather than the week after and before. And then I could potentially do. I mean, I could do an LNT stream, but it wouldn't be a Team Cup stream. So that's sort of the trade-off. Is I can do another ambient stream next week. I'm getting in an AMD attachment for my heat killer block as well. So this nonsense of every freaking stream being just on air is going to go away as well. I'll start chillering as well. What did I just change? Oh, maximum. So yeah, those are sort of the considerations. Is onto stream of like Intel. Ooh, .net. Who wants that bullshit? I think I'm right in saying that WMI is not required for setFSB. Who wants security accounts? Okay, how are we looking on memory utilization? $34 is okay. I'll do another real-time run, and then I'll do like a high run or something. Okay, that's like 20 milliseconds, almost faster than what I had. I have 30 megahertz as well. I should probably have my previous run as like a background or something. This is getting very, very close to this 3.8 guy. And he's got a Team Cup background. This wasn't a Team Cup stage previously, surely. No, just the background. Okay. So 19.5 for loop 6. Like 160 milliseconds over a minute isn't... That's not the world. I mean, what I really want is 3.6. That's what I really want, but is it gonna happen? Loop 14, 44,797. It's getting so close. Oh wait, 2,640. So that's less than half a second now. So a second is a 60th, half a second. We're talking like 1% at this point. I think this is the point in time where I go into bias and I start enabling fucking like turbo and all that bullshit where I don't really know what it does, but I just live and pray, you know, that it actually tightens some non-visible subtimings. Is this acceptable? The system is just so old. I can't fit everything. I'm sorry, but I just can't. Okay. Oh no, I'm saving under my pictures. That's pretty newbie. 2.640. In before somebody says, well, using MS Paint to save your screenshots. That's the noobiest part. Okay. This is fun. So now what we do is we go into bias, surprise, surprise, and then we how do I page down? The help text is so big I can't. It says the cast and then page up, page down is plus minus. Whatever. Let's just go turbo and chipset enhance. Yeah, whatever. Just throw everything at it. Let's do it. Okie dokes. Now, if I had like some, does set mem or whatever work on this? I want set mem. Just in OS timings, you know, just to be totally there. I can see what they mean about instability with one of those settings. Okay, let's disable that chipset enhanced stuff. it ominously said stability will suffer from this. So the other one's just timings. It seems like this chipset enhanced. I don't know. It sounds a bit dodgy. I should probably check the DFI BIOS archive and see if I can maybe find. I mean, flashing is going to be a pain, but maybe find a newer BIOS in this. Maybe that will give me straps. That would help so much for this kind of stuff. I mean, for valid, I don't see that much of a problem. Like, can we work out the strap? So the strap is 170, so 1/3 times FSB. 1/3 times FSB. So let's see. Let's say we want to do 4.5 under LN2, which at 28 multi is 160. 160 times 1 point, what did I say, 1/3 times? So it's 212. We'd have to do loose 212 RAM. That's actually kind of hard, but okay. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, as they say. $32 RAM. Let's stay consistent and do real time. I should just launch a 32M and see how things go, because the top score at 32M is only 3.5 or something, right? Ooh, 907. That's fucking fast. That's so fucking fast. Where is this other score? Look at this. 1 millisecond behind. Loop 5, 5907. We're ahead. This guy's sub timings must be totally fucking whacked, because we're about to beat someone who's on like basically 300 megahertz more. 31 loop 10. Yeah, I'm now half a second ahead. This is insane. Can we actually break the 1 minute barrier? That would be something else. No, I don't think so. I mean, if we end up a second ahead overall against this guy, it's still a minute and 1 second. But quite close. First place was 37 seconds. Holy shit. Wow, a minute and 938 milliseconds. That's insane. Yeah, that's. I mean, saying that, like, look at Skydeck. What's he running? He must have a higher strap and stuff. There's something very weird going on there. I mean, says, you know, the 478 expert, but at first glance, there's something very weird going on there. If I can get an extra, like, just tiny bit extra core out, that might do the trick. How's that? Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. One minute, 0.938. PNG, please. This is 3.6. So what's a realistic next sort of person to target? Zebi Poo. $8.90 first. Okay, Zebi Poo's out, but maybe whoever's below that. Ooh, there's a Mr. Scott score. Ominous. What are we at? Loop 6, 19.2, 18.7. Okay, it'll be a faster score. I mean, one would hope it would be a faster score actually. $28.7. Oh, okay. So it will be sub 1 minute. Just it seems slow early loops. 53 seconds loop 17. See, now it looks slow again. Okay, it's just really slow. I'll do a rerun. Sometimes happens. 35. What relaunched itself? Whatever. It's a single core system. Let's just rerun stuff and see what happens. I'm actually quite tempted to start at 32M and just go off and like turn on a movie, come back in an hour, see what happens. I'm very tempted. I mean, 3.6, it's not bad. Okay, 22.4 loop 7. No, we're nowhere. Nowhere on this one. Real time might actually be hurting. Could be a bad boot. Yeah, let's relaunch the bench and just generally check how it acts when it's high, let's say. That looks like a better start. 365. Yeah. Okay. Some of the loops are looking decent-ish. Some of them are not. $31.9. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Every run is coming out the same now, basically. But now that 3.6 is set and stable and XOC is on, I want to validate. Sweet. But of course, every time that happens, I just want more. So no rest for the wicked. How? Okay. I'm just gonna flip power. Okay, one last glance through the BIOS to see what else we could be doing. But yeah, there's really not a lot. Tag told me, you know, oh, it's just CPU-Z valid. You don't need a good board. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. I mean, if there was a 1.5 CAS, I'd probably just do that because yeah, I mean, let's see if it posts. Yeah. All right. To end the stream, I just wanted to look at what I was doing kind of on and off most of the week after the last stream. Well, most of the week is a bit of an exaggeration, but what I was doing since the stream on Thursday, which was FM2, which was Heaven, also Team Cup related, Heaven Basic. So, well, there's a few different ways to look at this. The first comparison would be there's only one other score, and I absolutely smashed it, and I got elite as the GPU frequency. So that's nice. That's a massive difference here. Let's look at the score itself first. I won't give away, I mean, I hesitate to call them secrets, but I won't give away all my secrets. But yeah, the chip will do, so the board will do 1776 benchable FSB, so that's kind of nice. Let me get rid of this. There we go. And like the chip will do about 5G on air. That's also nice. RAM, I've seen scores since then with higher RAM. I think this chip has, like, the higher RAM straps are kind of locked out. It's unfortunate because you can select them in BIOS and then it just results in a failed post. Whereas what I'd like to see with, if these RAM straps really are locked, is just not have them selectable. But funnily enough, so on core scaling I didn't see so much, CPU core scaling I didn't see so much, but DRAM frequency I did. So I'm kind of maxed out here at 940, but I had an easier time getting it with PSC than I did with Hypers. So it looks kind of funny, 686. I almost got 676 going on PSC, which is funny because 676 on Hypers on the same IMC was a struggle. But obviously the subtimings aren't optimized and stuff. But 1337 on the GPU, like a full, 75% overclock or whatever. So that's nice. I have two more chips to try. The only thing is, I was seeing issues with high BCLK and stuff, changing the pre-allocated RAM like to the iGPU. So this is low. What's the other guy running actually? And I don't know how much Heaven needs. He's only running 768 as well. But it's certainly worth testing. There is a memory use stat. So I'll have to run, the next time I set up the system, I'll have to run it with the in windowed mode, so I can keep the sensor tab open in the background to see if we get anywhere close to the full amount. Yeah, driver wise 15.7.1, nothing too special. Yeah, I tried other boards as well. Some of the other boards didn't clock as high, so I stuck with the 88X UP4. I have a second example of that, and I have 2 more chips as well. So tons of stuff to try. So looks great in comparison to the only other score on that chip. I was feeling sort of happy with myself, but what I discovered was, and this is very interesting, I didn't expect this, but if you go to heaven and you just look at the top ranked scores for every iGPU on FM2, at first it looks amazing because I managed to beat the next iGPU up, which is a 8470D, and I'm on an 8370D. I have 16. What is it? I'll tell you now. So this is the Celery score. So he's on 4 ROPS and 24 TMUs. I have 4 ROPS and 16 TMUs. So even though, you know, the clock isn't as high and stuff, being able to beat the 6400K iGPU, which has 50% more TMUs, is nice. And it seems like the lowest allocation is 1024. Either that or you actually manually switch that. But so this comparison is very favorable, these two. But then I was like, what the fuck is a 7480D and why is it higher in the list? And it turns out that is basically the Trinity equivalent of the Richland iGPU that I have. So this 5400 non-K, I believe it, or 5300, sorry, 5300. So yeah, so the models all line up. So 5300 non-K is like the Trinity equivalent of the 6300 non-K, and then there's a 5400K and a 6400K, and also a 6420K, but I think it's the same iGPU. Unfortunately, no iGPU tab, and Veteran Bencher Remark does actually explain that somehow it didn't load on XP. Fair enough. But yeah, the really interesting thing is, how did he get 2600 RAM? Could the 5300 be better than the 6300 purely because it has an unlocked RAM multi? Or maybe the IMC on mine is just so bad. I haven't tried it with iGPU disabled, actually. That's potentially how you'd find out the true limits of the IMC, you know, because the RAM is shared with the iGPU, so you're not really getting an actual picture of how good the IMC is. You're getting a picture of how good the iGPU in combination with the IMC is. So interesting score there. Not even like clocked to high heaven, like 20, like over 10 VCLK below me. Did he report the right clocks? Yeah, 1400. So it may also have, I have to buy some of these chips now. Or maybe I need that board. Maybe that board can unlock the iGPU multi, who knows? There's something weird going on there. Maybe it's just a cheated score because there's no GPU Z tab, but who knows? But above that, obviously, you start getting into very interesting territory, like, yeah, just straight up 5800K. What's Fonsol's score there? That's interesting. 5400K. What's top? I'm assuming 6800K. Okay. So what's second one down? 5800K as well. Oh, that's like some sort of hybrid setup, I guess. What's 8570? 66. That's not eligible for the comp. But this might be. Oh no, it's the 56. So top Fonsol is out, but bottom Fonsol. So the Trinities seem to be strong, actually. I need to try my 5400K. I'm gonna spend This is a 2 month comp, and I'm probably going to spend 2 months just running dual core iGPUs. I'm fascinated by this whole subject now. They seem to clock higher. It's only 128, 23 bus. Yeah, they seem to have unlocked. There's something going on. Trinity is, yeah. Yeah, as much the time as I've spent on this A4 6300 non-K, I think it may not even be the right SKU to run for this comp as we tick over the 2 hour mark. So let's go back to the Team Cup stages and see what, if I don't have any LN2 next week, what I would be running. High Fast, Agena, these other AMD stages, certainly a possibility. I don't know if anyone wants to see Cezanne benching or AM3 Plus. I do a lot of that on stream. AM5, that's a bit of a struggle street. Yeah, I don't know about that. This we did today. This I'm not doing. Sandy could be interesting. So it'd be Sandy, Agena, any of this DDR4, DDR5 stuff. Who cares? This I'm not going to be subbing. This I'm not subbing. This I'm not subbing. CPU profile. There's a lot of secret sauce possible there, so I don't know if I want to stream that. I'll bench it. I'll pre-test it, but I don't know if I want to stream that. White Cruncher, no way. Pi Prime, AM5, same deal. GT's only Fire Strike is intriguing. I'm not gonna have my 5700 XT in time for Wildlife. Yeah, 3 Marco 3. There's a few things here and there that are certainly interesting. Maybe I should just go all out iGPU and just do Vantage AM4 iGPU next time. Just basically stream every single iGPU stage. Heaven Basic we already did. This one I'm not subbing, I don't think. Skydiver is a nice bench. I'd even consider Skydiver as a stream. All right, ladies and gents, it's been fun. Hopefully we all learned something. The rig has I think it's behaved. It's just there's something going on, but it's like it's been predictable and all that, so I'm happy with that. Hopefully you had fun, and thanks for watching, and like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff, and see you next Tuesday.